So it has been a while since we've done a mailroom video. But the tokens of appreciation and the cool things and the demonstrations of your skill sets continue to come in. And we've got some really cool stuff to show you that's come in to us, to Nate and I, and our wives over the past period of time. And I want to start with shouting out somebody that Nate has been a fan of on YouTube for a long time. And he's watched a lot of Buckin Billy Ray Smith's videos, and he's turned me on, and I've watched 2 or 3. Frankly, I don't get a chance to consume much YouTube these days, but I have tuned in to Buckin Billy Ray, and I've talked to him on the phone, and we've sent some text videos back and forth, and I know him now, and I'll just tease this. He and I are going to collaborate on a project which I think you're going to like, and right now I'm intending to deliver it to him in Canada, if the stars line up on that. But the first thing that he sent us that I want to show you is this right here. You see that sticker? Now that is one serious sticker. And the reason I love it so much is he and I are on the same page about the length of the bar on your chainsaw. You see what's going on here? Here's Buckin Billy Ray, and he's got, I don't know, that's probably represented to be maybe a 32-inch bar on that nondescript yellow chainsaw. I hope, Billy, that it's not a McCullough. They're just too loud. But his partner over here has got a little short bar because he must think that there's no sense having a heavy bar on the end of your saw. And his back hurts because he's bending over to try to buck on the ground, and Billy's got it figured out. You can stand up and buck if you've got a longer bar on your saw. And so take that, my friends who have been critical of the 36-inch bar that I've got on my old Stihl 044. Because if Buckin Billy Ray uses a long bar saw, I'm feeling better about myself right now. So here's the other stuff. He sent us stocking caps. I've got grandsons that are going to like those. We've got sweatshirts. We've got t-shirts. I'm not a t-shirt guy, but that's all right. We've got that same logo, stand up and buck. So in general, thanks, Billy. It's been a pleasure to get acquainted. Billy, by the way, has been setting up a blacksmith shop. I mean, let's hear it for unreconstructed loggers who dive into forging iron, right? They're kind of simpatico, the logging and the forging. So I'm anxious to see what Billy begins to produce. He's going to use a press. He's got 1 or 2 nice anvils. And so I'm sure he's going to be coming out with some interesting things. And in the meantime, hang in there, Billy. Stay out of the bite, will you? We scored on 2 different sets of mugs from 2 different guys with extensive construction background who both have been drawn to pottery. This fellow, see if I get this right, Greg Nicole, is just up the road in Philomath. He teaches. He's taught all kinds of stuff. He has taught technical skills, woodworking, machining, welding, architecture. He's taught all kinds of stuff to high schoolers, and the pandemic made it hard, and so he's been using our videos, and so 2 thumbs up on that. Look at that beautiful rendering. I mean, I don't know how in the world you do that, but it's nice work. And then here's a fellow, I hope I haven't lost, oh man, it's lost in the shuffle. But he's a retired CB. CBs do serious construction, and he loves pottery. Nice thin walls on those cups. I mean, the mass won't absorb all the heat out of the drink. So thanks for the cups, guys. I'm sort of a peppermint tea and hot chocolate fan. We're going to fill these things up. A lot of nice letters. I can't go through all of them, but some of them just have to be mentioned. But this fellow, Bert Sarkinen, just up the road in the Northwest, sent me 3 copies of his book, The Art of Hybrid Timber Framing. Hybrid meaning it's not, post and beam, it's not timber frame everywhere, but it's timber frame for the aesthetic and for part of the structure, and then conventionally framed in the balance to keep the cost manageable. And this guy gets it like no one else I've ever read. He also sent us some fishing magazines. I think we're kindred spirits. There's a workbook that goes with his book. Highly recommended. It includes a philosophy of design and how in the world to get along with clients, which is its own skill set. So thank you, Bert. I want to introduce you to someone who's helped me a lot over the past few years. Bob Bergman, Postville Blacksmith Shop in Postville, Wisconsin. I reached out to him when I first got my Chambersburg. I didn't know a thing about it, and he was generous with his knowledge. He sold me an oiler, authentic, like the right oiler to go on there, which had been cannibalized. I've called him a couple times for technical information. He's just retired, and we're going to have him on the podcast pretty soon. Bob sent me instructions for installation, operation, and maintenance of Chambersburg general utility hammers, 100-pound through 500-pound rated size. Now, I have the other half of this, but it was a separate sort of portion of the original manual, and this was the portion that I really needed. So Bob, thank you. I'm going to go back and see what kind of maintenance I should have been doing on this old boy for the past 10 years and haven't been doing. And for the rest of you, we're going to have a conversation with Bob and possibly his bride, who also has done metal art for a long time prior to their retirement. And he lives on Sawmill Road. Gotta love that. Received instruction on using a fly press. A fellow, let me get this right, Robert Walsh saw the fly press in the shop, understood it came from Ken Jordan's, sent me some information and some beautiful pictures of some cold mending. Now I can't go into the weeds on all of these letters, but they are all spectacular. Some held enclosed support. There was support for Matt Royston, who he and his wife Teresa have been in a real bind, and you all were generous with them, thank you. Peter Orr circled back around and helped us in a big way. Peter, thank you. I think one of these little letters absolutely deserves to be read on this channel, and the rest of them I'll just reference. Dear Mr. Wadsworth, hello, I would first like to say that I'm a big fan. I've been watching the channel for about 2 years. I'm 15, and I've been doing construction since I was 12. I like framing best, and also am great at drywall finishing. Attaboy. I'm lousy at it. I also learned about, yeah, okay, and that's very nice, and thank you. I just want to say your videos did more for a chubby 12-year-old than you could imagine. Also, if you're ever in the Grand Rapids area, come by and I'll show you around. Thanks. Tyler Afton. Hang in there, Tyler. Stay on your education, though. We have correspondence. Oh, it's Caleb Bowler who sent me the mugs, the other mugs. We have a beautiful essay about splitting wood from a fellow with tender memories of splitting wood with his dad. That is John Barnes. We have from the Great White North in Manitoba, Norm Hagman sent us a bookmark for Nate and I. Nice, really nice. Thank you, Norm. Got some more stickers from Bear Woodcraft in Great Britain. Always welcome. Got a lovely letter from a young man who's gone into a design build company in Colorado, Colin. Thanks for the encouragement and the support. Yeah, this was from the Cherries. We've heard from the Cherries before, and this enclosed a donation from Matt and Teresa Royston. Thank you for your generosity there, Cherries. And then the first metal sticker we've received, and this is from Danbury Road in Connecticut, from John. The Connecticut Antique Machinery 34th Annual Fall Festival. That's going to go up on the medicine cabinet. We also received, and I've lost your name, I'm sorry, my friend. Actually, this might have come from the young man in Colorado, I don't quite remember. Clips that go on a carpenter's pencil so they stay in your pocket and don't roll down the roof. Great idea. There have been 2 of you now. Send me the little foam knee pads that slide up into the double panel on the work pants. And I've tried them, and I'm going to save them for an emergency. I understand the value, but for me now, they just kind of bother me rubbing on my shins, but I sure appreciate the thought. And from Linden Door. Now, Linden Door wasn't exactly a sponsor, but they sure make some nice doors, and we put their doors in our house. And among the other sweatshirts and things that they sent us a beautiful fleece blanket. Very nice. Much appreciated. Good stuff, just like their doors. So, in any case, with the spec house behind us, more time in the shop, we won't perhaps let as much time go by and be as far behind on these items, but in general terms, they're a boost and an encouragement for which we're grateful. Thank you for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.